YouTube channel. This is Ankita Agarwal. Today we are going to learn about formulas in Excel. The formulas in Excel are basically used for performing calculations. Now, for example, I can show you one example. Like, for example, if I am writing 12 over here, if I am writing 12 and in the next I am again writing 12, and here I want to calculate for equal to, whenever you are using formula you have to write down calculate 12 plus 12. Now you can see 24 will come. The same way, if I am using equal to and I want to use cell reference, then you can see this value is stored in A6. So we will write down A6 plus the next value is stored in B6. So we'll press enter and the answer will come. So this way the calculation has to be performed. The cell address or the cell reference is the address of the cell containing the value. Now here you can see we have used the cell references as well as one operator, that is plus. You can even use minus, subtraction and multiplication also. Now constants are those that have that are numbers or value directly entered in the formula. For example, here we have entered 12, so it's a constant. Now functions are the built-in formulas. Like here we have used A6 plus B6 because this is a formula. Now the next example that I am going to teach you is the arithmetic operator. Here you can see one Excel sheet is there, that is the marks of some students like A, B, C, D, and the marks of English, Maths, Science, SST. Now if I want to calculate the total, what will be the total? Total will be the sum of English, Maths, Science and SST. So we will again write down equal to. Either you can write down here in the active cell or you can directly write down in the formula bar. So we will write down the first value stored in, you can see it's B3. Okay, so we will write down B3. Next you have to write down plus sign. Next is C3 plus D3 plus E3. And when you will press enter, you can see the answer will come. The same way we can perform for this also. You can write down B4 plus C4 plus D4 plus E4 and you will press enter. And if you want to extend, we know there is one feature in Excel that is called Autofill. So you can see here a square is coming. If you will scroll it down, the rest of them will be filled automatically, and if you will click, you can see the same formula is applied, although the cell number is different. Now for calculating the percentage, as you all are aware, it is the total divided by the total number of the total and into 100. So we will write down equal to, as such you can see the value is stored in F3. So you will write down F3 divided by 400. We will put it in bracket so that there is no problem for like calculating it, and multiply by 100. So you can answer will come, and the same way we can use the autofill formula, autofill feature, and we can extend it. So this is the way we can apply arithmetic operator. The next is text operator. The text operator is like, for example, in numbers we were using the different operators like addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. But for the strings are basically the like collection of characters. Now here Anu is a string and Singh is a string. If you want to find out their full name, what we have to do is we have to write down equal to, and you know the first value is stored in A2. You can see A2, A2, and the next value is stored in B2. So in order to combine or append the string, we have to use the AND operator, and we will write down B2. And now if I will press enter, you can see the full name is coming as Anu Singh. So this is known as the text operator. The next is the Autosum feature. Now here in the Autosum feature, you can see we have created one Excel sheet, the sales report of different region and of different quarters. Now the Autosum feature is present in the function library. You can see here the function library in the home tab. Either it is present in the function library on the formula bar, or it is present in the editing group on the home tab. So here you can see the home tab is there, and you can see this function. Now in order to calculate the total, previously what we were doing, we were trying to calculate like that. In this, what you have to do, you have to select this, select both the cells, and then you just say Autosum, go down, you can see automatically the sum has come. Same way you can do for this also. You can select both of them and click Autosum. So the sum will come, and you are aware that if the same thing has to be applied, we can use autofill feature. We will drag the cell and rest of them will be filled automatically. Now if you will click on this, you can see a formula is coming that has been automatically being generated, that is known as sum B3 into C3. Instead of using plus sign, we have used a function. So functions are the pre-written formulas directly applied to perform calculation in Excel. So you can see sum, and it is from B3 till C3. So we have calculated it. So sum is the function name, and B3 and C3 are the arguments. Now functions are sum. Now if you will click down, you can see lot of functions are there: sum, average, count number, maximum, minimum, and even more functions are there. Now in order to calculate the maximum and minimum and all those things, we will go down to next sheet. Now here is the expense of different month. For example, we have calculated the expense of January, February, March, April. Now we have calculated on different parameters like electricity, education, food, clothing. Now in order to calculate the expense, we will use the Autosum formula. We will select these and we will click on this. So the very first is sum. So you can see the sum has been generated. The same way we can drag and drop, and using the autofill feature, and the rest of them will be filled automatically. So here you can see now we have to calculate the minimum expense. So in order to calculate the minimum expense, what you have to do is, we have already calculated the total expense. So in order to calculate the minimum expense, you have to select all of them, and here you have to click the Autosum feature, and you can see the minimum expense. So you can see the minimum expense has been generated, although it has been generated in the wrong row. So you can delete it from here, or I shall delete this row, it would be better option. Okay, so if I will drag it and I will use the minimum expense option, so you can see whatever the minimum value was, it has come over here. Now in order to calculate maximum, you have to again select all of them, and then here you can select the maximum option in the Autosum feature. Okay, now in order to calculate the average, you have to select all of them using mouse or using the keyboard also, and then you can say average. So you can see the average has been generated in the final. So this is a way we can use different features or operators in Excel. Thanks for viewing my channel.